All right, what's up, boys and girls? Today's topic, I'm going to criticize some of the comments made by Joe Rogan over the years on his podcast. For those of you who don't know, Joe Rogan is a stand up comedian. He is a podcast host, obviously, and he's a commentator for the UFC and other things too. He's an actor also. I'm a huge fan of Joe's podcast. He has a very casual style. They're pretty long podcasts, like 3 hours usually. And it's probably my favorite podcast. It's the one I pretty much listen to every time he uploads something. But with that said, I'm just going to be a little critical on some of the things he said about uh, oral hygiene or oral health in general. If you listen to his podcast long enough, you're going to notice one of the themes is optimizing your life. He comes at that theme from different angles, diet, nutrition, fitness, discipline, choosing the life you want, sports. In his case, he's very into MMA and hunting, friendships, and so on and so forth. So Joe seems to be the kind of guy that when he gets into something, he goes in it all the way. But that's not the case, I guess, with oral hygiene. Basically, over the years, I've heard him, basically kind of dismiss the ideal oral hygiene as far as flossing. He's mentioned a couple of times he doesn't floss. Um, he mentioned that recent study that came out saying flossing is not effective, that kind of thing. He also mentioned one time on a podcast that his dentist recommended ortho for him, and he, pretty much dismissed that too as being kind of silly. Now, obviously, he just, half of that's he's just being funny, but I think he's somewhat serious to some extent at least. And if you Google, Joe Rogan's teeth, or if you just look up, find a picture, you'll notice his lower anteriors are a little off and crowded and whatnot. So he would probably benefit from ortho, but he just, kind of dismissed it as, that's for kids basically. I found a blog post that he wrote quite a few years ago, before all these comments about not flossing and flossing being nonsense because of that study and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to read what he said. And to me, this sounds like kind of a wake up call, like I need to like step it up. And like I said, the way Joe is, when he does something, he does it like 100%. So I'm kind of surprised he's not like, very into oral hygiene, oral health, and trying to optimize that to the utmost. So all right, so here's what he wrote, and I'm not sure when this was. It was a couple of years. It sounds like it was quite a few years ago, but there was no date on the actual blog post, so I'm not sure. So here's what he said. I had been feeling a little off the last few weeks, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. I started having a toothache and a dull pain in my jaw, and considering that I hadn't been to a dentist in almost 10 years, it's not that much of a surprise. Well, I got checked out, and apparently that off feeling was a fucking rotten hole in my head where my tooth had decayed to the point where it had caused a hole in my jawbone that had bacteria growing in it. It turned out that I had to get a root canal, and the next day I was getting a hole drilled into the problem in my head. The dentist drilled away until he broke through to the pocket, and the most putrid fucking smell came out of it, like rotten eggs and sulfur. Then it really sunk in. That shit was in my fucking head. A rotten hole in the bone in my fucking head. Yikes. Now I'm on antibiotics, and I've got a newfound respect for how important dental hygiene is. My whole system was thrown off by this, and I didn't realize how much so until I got it cleared up. I feel like a new man now. So that was, quite a few years ago, and to be fair, Joe really hasn't got into his dental habits exactly. He does go to the dentist, I think, on a regular basis now, and maybe he is into the xylitol and the probiotics for your oral health and all the more advanced stuff, and maybe he just doesn't, he's not convinced by flossing. Of course, flossing, as we know, is not just string floss. It can be water pick. It could be uh, dental brush or different things. So, anyways, so I'm like I said, I'm kind of surprised like he didn't really get into oral hygiene like 100%, trying to optimize that and optimize his health. And it got me thinking about the whole idea of like celebrities and how much effect they have on people's behavior. Joe has a very, very popular podcast, and I guarantee if he was like always mentioning dental health, that it would have a major impact on a lot of people. Um, so when he kind of dismisses it, it's kind of unfortunate. So I'm just thinking about the idea of like people listen to celebrities that don't have any particular expertise in this area, and like it or not, it's just the way it is. I don't know the psychology behind it. Because the other day I was watching, I saw, I don't know, it was like an ad or something on maybe on Facebook popped up, or video or something, and I've seen it before. They had like Rock the Vote and that kind of thing, political stuff. And it was just a bunch of actors basically talking about political topics, and to me it was like, why should I listen to these people that they have no particular expertise in the environment or whatever it is they're talking about. But so it got me thinking like maybe that would be actually a good strategy for the ADHA or just dental hygienists in general, is to try to influence celebrities to promote dental health somehow. Like, can you imagine like the Kardashians or some people like that, or Paris Hilton, and if they were like promoting dental health, it would have more of effect than probably 10,000 hygienists. Um, so that's basically my point. I just heard Joe talk about dental health over the years and kind of dismissing things like flossing and ortho and whatnot. And like I said, I'm a huge fan. It's probably my favorite podcast. Definitely recommend it. If you want to listen to a couple of comedians that have a podcast that actually promote the hell out of dental health, you can check out Your Mom's House podcast with Christina and Tom. They're a married couple, both stand-up comedians. Very, very funny. You can catch it on iTunes or Stitcher, but I like watching them on YouTube because they show a lot of clips. So check them out if you want to listen to a comedian or comedians that love dental health. You can check them out. All right. That's all I got for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. Thanks.